Hey, good evening, everybody. Sammy Thunder here. Welcome back to the channel. One day before the East Coast National, which I will be venturing tomorrow with our good friend John Mangini, who's visiting New York. I decided to take him to the East Coast National because I think he'll enjoy it. And I'll be doing a Ford Collectors video as well as a weekend recap on my own channel to showcase the show entirely. But I want to celebrate something different today. This is the first time on my channel where I came away with an auction pickup. Never have ventured into the auctions before, but I understand the appeal to them despite the amount of money that one has to spend, because we saw what REA was putting out there, and those items went for a lot of money. So let me venture into the story behind the REA auction. Initially, I was looking at a 1913 Pastime Novelty Christy Mathewson in a grade 6 SGC. It's the highest grade that that card has received. And I've really just kind of kept my eye, but I kind of knew in the back of my mind that an SGC one or a PSA one a couple years ago sold for like $1,500. So I knew that if that went for that amount, the 6 is going to go for far more. So I didn't get my hopes up for that card. I just was curious. And so then I noticed another card that was in the mix, and it was a New York Giants team card from 1912. And I saw that that one wasn't really going for crazy prices, at least for my budget personally. And so I made a couple of bids on it. The auto bid came back and said, "Oh, you've been outbid, you've been outbid." And so I kind of took one last shot at it, thinking, well, if this bid doesn't do it, then I guess I'm out. Lo and behold, this is like probably, I don't know, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe even before then, of that day when the auction was supposed to end, and put in a last bid, and it stuck. And I'm thinking, okay, it's 5 o'clock. Anybody can bid on it between 5 and 9:30. Nobody did. I'm like, cool. So now it locks down. Now the only people that can bid above mine are the people that have already bid on the card. So I'm watching, I'm keeping myself busy by watching other people's content as well as live streams that night, and just casually kind of peeking and seeing what's going on. Nobody bids. Between 9:30, I guess is when it ended, and midnight, no additional bids. And so I was certainly pleased with the outcome. I mean, this is a really cool looking card, and I'm really looking forward to sharing it with you. And you can kind of see I'm celebrating Mathewson. I mean, got the Mathewson Connie Mack All-Stars and the Pinkerton. Obviously, you guys have seen this a number of times. And this is about the 1913 schedule during duplex razors. That was actually an interesting year. I'm still reading that Mathewson book, and I learned that the Federal League, I want to say it was 1913 when the Federal League started making their appearance, and they tried to get Mathewson away to manage the Brooklyn team, which the name is fading on me, but they wanted Mathewson to manage the Brooklyn team, and they were going to pay him any amount of money to get him away from the Giants, but thank God he's stuck with the Giants. But I understand. I mean, I think Mathewson, him and McGraw, their relationship goes very, very deep, very far. And being the gentleman that he is, I just couldn't see it happening. And thankfully it didn't. So, 1913, interesting year. But more importantly, 1912, which is when this card that I'm about to show you, 1912 was the year where the Giants went to the World Series against the Red Sox. And of course, we know the story. This man right here, Fred Snodgrass, The $30,000 muff, I think is what they called it. And, you know, when you hear the story, it's kind of a shame, because in the 1912 World Series, he knew that any player is going to make an error. He made an error, and the runner ended up getting to second base. Yeah, it happens. And then he made a hell of a play right after that saved a run. And then, unfortunately, we all know how this ends. The Red Sox ended up coming back and winning. And everybody came down on Snodgrass. Fans and journalists, I'm sure, came down on him. But the team rallied around him. And they said, hey, man, listen. And even McGraw, when questioned, said that he was going to give him an extra $1,000 on top of whatever he's making now or then, just to kind of show his loyalty. It was told that Mathewson went into the clubhouse after the game. Snodgrass was, really upset. But Mathewson kind of just told him, hey, listen, it happens. Now, why did they call it the $30,000 muff? Well, at that point, there was differences in winning and losing shares of the players. So the winning team would get more money, the losing team would get less, and the difference was rounded up to about $30,000. A lot of money. But as much money as these guys were making, I know McGraw deep down probably didn't care so much about the money. He cared more about winning. And so when it didn't happen, I'm sure he was disappointed, but he didn't come down on his players, because, again, it's all about loyalty. So I'm sure Snodgrass definitely took a lot of heat from it, from fans alike over the years, but he had a great career. Became a star with the Giants. And really, that's all there is to say about him. And here's a poster of that World Series. I thought this was a cool looking poster. Found this on the Wikipedia page. It's a cool looking poster there. Anyway, let's get to the card, right? So the REA Auction card is from 1912, and that's why we talk about the World Series. But we want to talk about this cool looking card that another postcard, as you can see. Has some writing on the back. Someone was doing some math, a little bit of pen marks on it. Got a 157 on the corner, which who knows why that's there. But this is the REA card that I picked up. Now, some backstory. I'll flip this up so you guys can see. I think it's pronounced Unger. 1912 Unger Baking Company postcard. And this is, you can see the Giants pose for the Unger Baking Company at Mobile, Alabama, 1912. And the top here, I'll flip it this way. Two national leaders, the New York Giants and Unger's Baby Head Macaroni, Spaghetti, and Noodles. Now, I couldn't find anything about the Unger Baking Company. There's only, from my understanding, based on SGC, there are only 3 cards graded, and they're all 1 and 1.5. Couldn't find anything on PSA. So, as far as I'm concerned, there's only 3 cards graded that exist out there. So this is very, very, very rare to find. But what's interesting, and I've never seen this on any other card. I'm sure there might be some others that exist, but is this man right here. If you go through the names on the very bottom, from bottom row left to right, you got Leon Ames, who was traded. Rube Marquardt obviously became a Hall of Famer. There he is. And then it's just trainer. This man was the trainer. Who is that man? Well, with the help from Don showing me, I was able to get some clarity on this card and the trainer. And he's a legendary name. That is Ed Mackel. And Ed Mackel was the trainer for the Giants for many, many years. How he became the trainer for the Giants was his relationship with this man, John McGraw. They both had their beginnings in Baltimore with the Orioles. I don't know how they came together, but my understanding is that Mackel was the trainer at Johns Hopkins University and found his way working with the Orioles, developed a great relationship with McGraw. McGraw thought, this guy knows what he's doing. He helps heal the players when their muscles are tense or sore, and brought him over to New York at the first opportunity. And they were together for the entire time up until Mackel's untimely passing. So their relationship was so strong that McGraw spoke or delivered his eulogy. As far as I'm concerned, the Giants were just a phenomena. They were the top team for many years. They were beloved by baseball fans alike. Scrappy team, as McGraw probably loved. And through it all, the hard work and the tension, Mackel was there. He was the guy that helped Mathewson, helped Marquard, helped Joe McGinnity, Ames, even Bugs Raymond, Merkel, Doyle, Myers, the list goes on. So I kind of gravitated to this card because of the fact that you're really celebrating the entire team, and everybody is as important as the next guy. And I think that's really cool. That's special. And what's cool is that they're all wearing the caps from the baking company promoting the ice cream cones that they make. And you can see Mathewson right here. If I can move in close and you can see it, he's wearing the cap backwards. It's such a cool card, though. So, this is the card that stuck around, that didn't go up. It just maintained its value, which is great. And like I mentioned before, the SGC pop was only, I know it's difficult to see, but only 3 cards have been graded with SGC. That's pretty cool. I've never seen them before. And you guys know how much I love these postcards. So, that's my new piece. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'd love to see if anybody else had any REA success now or in the past. It'd be cool to see and to learn. So, like I said, tomorrow, East Coast National with Mangini. I'll have a weekend recap for y'all. And a Ford Collectors video next week as well. So looking forward to that. And also look forward again to cardboard and cold ones on Thursday. So a lot to look forward to. And an SGC submission. So there's just so much stuff going on. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Have a good start to your weekend. And take care.